Hi everybody. Cut a long story short, year before last, 2024, I stood up against an MP's office. I was trying to get a family out of Afghanistan, save their lives, and they were being chased by the Taliban, I was told. And also I helped a homeless person with my local MP's office, a homeless person with mental health issues. Unfortunately, the MP's office then lied, and I was in prison for 8 months, and now my life's in near ruins. My flat's been robbed, and more importantly, my cat's whole love has disappeared. And I just feel utterly betrayed. I spent all my life, or most of my life, trying to stand up for what I believe in. I stood up against racism and bullying at school, and always tried to stand up against, or mostly tried to stand up for that, against bullying and racism most of my life. And the same goes for Joanna Cherry's office, the MP who I challenged. An MP who was in the newspaper for bullying, and so was the person who accused me of something else that wasn't true. So I'm looking for help, basically. I want to start creating YouTube channels that are professional, that people can watch. I'm looking for help. I don't mind paying for that help. But I want to get my name out there. And also, when I was in prison, I had my phone cut off, so I can't access my blog now because that needs my telephone number. I'm struggling to recover my telephone number, and I can't access my email to distribute my children's book, Quirky Claws. So I'm looking really for help from everybody out there with a conscience. Again, I'm going to take the risk of speaking out. People say they speak up for things and they believe in things and they don't follow through. And I try to follow through, and I do it at great cost to myself. I look at the people in Ukraine who are risking everything for what they believe in, and do they deserve any less from us? We say we believe in their fight, and over here I stood up against, say, Joanna Cherry MP's office, and she brought 3 cases against me. So she had the police turn any case where somebody run me, anybody made a complaint against me to the police, she had them turn it into a court case. So I had 3 court cases against me. That's the stuff of dictatorships. One of my court cases with my neighbours who had bullied me for years. Unfortunately, I was acquitted, which was a surprise. And I've come back to my original property now, and I'm still being bullied by the same neighbours. And again, I'm going to take the risk of being honest. It's women, and I've also in crisis accommodation. I'm in between 2 properties. In the crisis accommodation I'm in, there's a woman there who made a pass at me. She pushed away into my flat, and then basically stood next to my bed and was very suggestive. And yet, with Joanna Cherry's office, I flirted mildly with a member of staff there, and I spent 8 months in prison. And there's 24. This is the reason why there's 24 times more men in prison than women. If I said to you there's 10 or 30% more black and ethnic people in prison, people would be raising an eyebrow to that. If I said there's 100% more black and ethnic people in prison than white, most people would be shocked about that. Yet there's 2,400% more men in prison than women, and that's not sexism. And that doesn't mean there aren't women out there who are suffering great crimes, but there's also women out there who are abusing the position, like Joanna Cherry, who I treat with respect and dignity. And what happened to me, I didn't deserve. And I would say that if it happened to anybody else as well. We've got to fight for a better country. We've got to fight for transparency, justice, people being treated equally, and being able to challenge authority, people who are in authorities, on an equal basis. That's what democracy stands for. Please help me. If you can help me, please contact me. There's comments below on this YouTube channel. My email address is seansebastianwhite@gmail.com, but please leave a comment under here. I might put my email address underneath this video. I'm still trying to work out how to use YouTube, but I could do with some help with that. I don't mind paying again, but I have to bring justice to this. And I'll just be honest with you, my cat Wizard, he was there for me when nobody else was, and I feel I've let him down and betrayed him, and I'm getting upset about it now, just talking about, we're supposed to be better than this. I deserve as much as a life as anybody else, and I should be able to complain about neighbours who are noisy and bullying. I should be able to go to an MP's office and try and save people's lives without being imprisoned. I should be able to flirt with somebody without it being distorted and perversely distorted and made out to be something it wasn't. We have to have a free and fair society, and I look at what the suffragettes went through and how they stood for what they believe in, and how Emily Pankhurst threw herself underneath the horse, or some people say that was an accident, but she still risked her life. And then women in prison who, at that time, who went on hunger strike to fight for their rights and fight for equality, but they didn't just do it for women, they did it for men as well. And many of them came from wealthy backgrounds, and they knew what they were fighting for would give them a more challenging life, and they were already comfortable, but they wanted more. They wanted to be more. They wanted to be the best they can be. So I'm asking people out there to help me realise that. Let's help everybody. And in helping me, let's help everybody, all of us. We deserve to live in a society that's just and fair. God bless you. Thank you.